But ladies and gentlemen, we all know the conversation that's been going around in Washington. Who's going to leave? Who's going to stay? And there's been one name that we've all been talking about that's been swirling around since the end of the season for Washington, and it is Deron Payne. He had 11 and a half sacks, 18 tackles for loss, both career highs. And so he played for his contract. He earned it by making himself Pro Bowler, getting some All Pro votes, and we tagged him. This is the first tag in the NFL this year. Washington franchise tag Deron Payne, set to make about 18.937, about 19 mil. Will, we expected this, what do you
Yeah,
think?
rumors that came out last week that we talked about, like that this was likely happening. Yeah, I mean, so for one thing, it says what that says for now is Deron Payne is on the 2023 roster for now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For me, I'm kind of in wait and see mode. I mean, they have until mid-July to work out a long-term deal with him. So could that be a situation that happens once this ownership, issue is settled? Would a new owner be willing to sign him to a long-term deal? Because we've discussed how Dan Snyder is not, or most likely would not want to be shelling out that money if he's leaving. I also wonder, does this open up the opportunity to trade him? Can we accept, a second round pick or something like that? So I'm not necessarily sitting here saying like he's back, the way we used to, like for Brandon Sheriff or Kirk Cousins, like, all right, he's back. We have our quarterback. I'm kind of on a wait and see mode. But the only thing I'm wondering is what if this is the biggest signing we make of the offseason? Yeah. We've talked about some guys, Terrell Edmonds out of Buffalo. We've talked about bringing an offensive lineman to be a starter. What if all those the rest of the stuff we make is much less money, which of course it's going to be less money than $19 million. But what if we're not going out there signing someone in the first day or two to a big contract and a multi-year deal with guaranteed money, because of the whole ownership and money situation and budget that they keep talking about. So there's also a chance that they basically said, we're not going to be active in free agency, so we've got the money to put to this guy. So let's go do it. And let's keep the best part of our unit, together. My only biggest concern about that is the fact that means next year you've got Deron Payne and you've got Montez Sweat coming off the books in the exact same year. So, like I said, I'm in wait and see mode to see what really happens with it. But I'm also like part of my wait and see mode is he going to be there at the start of training camp on our roster? But also, could he possibly be our biggest signing of the offseason, which would be wildly different than what we're ever used to?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think the biggest thing here is timing. The fact that we did it so early, I think kind of sets the mark saying, all right, we got you in here, so at least we kind of got you in-house, unless some other team makes just an astronomical deal or trying to get you in. But we know what time frame that we have. From all the reports, especially listening to John Keim, they've been saying both parties kind of seem like they want to get the extension done. Obviously, we got the whole thing of the Dan Snyder hanging over our head. Hopefully, we can move on past that, and we have a little bit of time. But look, the guy is worth it. I mean, in my opinion, and like you said, if we're able to kind of get this done and like settle this and this be the big money deal that we do, I mean, we're making other moves that we'll discuss a little bit later that are kind of leading us to believe that's the move we're trying to make. So honestly, I absolutely love that we're trying to do this because, and it is different, like you said, from the Kirk Cousins and the Brandon Sheriff. This is not just kind of like we're keeping you just so you don't leave. We're saying, hey, we're interested. We're getting it done now, and I think we need to get it done quickly because we're at that point where, just like with Brandon Sheriff, the market was set. So we had to go pay him a certain amount. We need to get this thing done now so that, one of these other guys with Hargrave or, some of these other guys that maybe had a big year, they don't get an astronomical amount. And then all of a sudden, Payne's sitting here saying, maybe I want 20 or 21. Then it's 22, 23. And it's like, can we really afford to pay that? You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I think that's where he's at. That's what's crazy is, with
yeah,
some of these long-term deals is, and that's what I was, as you were talking about this, saying like what should we be doing? Because he's going to get more. He's going to get more than Jonathan Allen makes. It's
yeah,
like, is he a better player than Jonathan Allen? His stats are better last year, but then part of me is looking at it, saying, okay, if you're going to pay your defensive linemen, should you not be paying the guys who are producing the most?
hmm
Jerome Payne's the highest producer on the
yeah,
team. So like maybe he is deserving of the highest contract versus the two outside guys. I don't know. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer. I don't know if there's an easy answer, more importantly, but it does $23-24 million for Jerome Payne if they sign him to a long-term deal. Seems a little steep, but like you're saying, that's just where D tackles are going.
right. Right. And so, yeah, best thing to get ahead of the market before it gets crazy. We've seen what happened with the wide receivers. We've seen what happened with quarterbacks. All of it is just always getting higher. So let's get ahead of that.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.